Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and here we have a new cold steel. This is the Click and Cut. So it is a knife with a removable blade, and you have different blade shapes. Now, I will say right off the bat, it's pretty cool. This would be one heck of a little work knife. It is a kind of a fixed blade because it doesn't close, but you use the back to take out the blade, and it is that easy. Now, when I put it in, you just put it in right in between those two pins right there, slip it in, and hold the back lock down, click it in, and it is rock solid. No play, any direction, and this is like a Scandi grind, and it is incredibly sharp. Incredibly sharp. The tip is not as sharp. I can feel some burr right here, but the rest of the edge is holy cow sharp. Right there, it does have some little nicks or some microchipping or something like that. But I mean, it's a type of blade that you're going to put through hell anyways. It's not going to be something you're going to be, delicate with. This is a knife that's made to do the tasks you do not want to put any other blade through, and you can get replacement blades. You can get as many as you want. You can order them separately. And then it is a little fixed blade, so it does come in the sheath, obviously. And this clips right to your belt. Now, let's get to these other blades. So we have the drop point here. I don't know why it has a hole, though. Maybe just to grab onto, I guess. Yeah, we'll just call it for that. Then you have a little warning. You want to click down, and there we go. Almost got myself. All right, so let's move this so the camera doesn't try to focus on it. So the little warn clip, this is going to be man, it's so thin, the blade. Let's check the edge on this one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, these blades, man, they got a nasty edge on them. Scandi grinds, man. Scandi grinds because it's basically like a low-angled bevel. So it's as if, like, I sharpened my own knife to a super low angle, like 13 degrees or 10 degrees or something, which increases sharpness. If you ever watch my sharpening videos, or if you're part of the Bang Gang squad, my membership, then we talk about this all the time. Low angles on your edge increase sharpness, cutting ability, cutting performance, and even edge retention. Now, this is nice and thin and slim. Very acute tip. This is going to be great. It's going to be just like a box cutter, except for something you can actually use to, like a knife, which that's the one downfall to a utility cutter. Don't get me wrong. I've used a utility cutter, a utility blade my entire life. I always had one in my work pouch. I grew up on a construction site, and it is a great asset to your tool belt. This is a little different, though. This is something where you have a knife, too, because the one downfall to the utility blade is you can't really cut much with it. You can do utility cuts, and that's about it. You can score, and break things. You can get by with it if you need to open a box or something, but like cutting ropes, straps, breaking down cardboard, anything like that, and especially anything that's thick, dense, or it has depth to it, you're not going to, be able to do too much with it. And those thin blades, that the retractable ones, those things are horrible. They break, they fly in your eyes. This is going to make it a lot stronger, something you can be tough on, and you can easily replace the blade. Now, the last blade is a serrated blade, which is going to be great if you did have straps and zip ties, things like that you need to cut. And, you could also use this as a utility cutter because you have this much of just a regular edge and then the rest for saw cuts or whatever. The handle is extremely, extremely comfortable. It's not really big, but it's a perfect size. Yeah, man, that thing snaps in so easily. Perfect size. When I squeeze it, I have no possibility of unlocking it. The reverse grip, I can even just trying squeezing it the way I want to, I barely touch that back lock. So very, very good positioning. You're not going to have to worry about touching that or hitting that. Full 4-finger grip that is because it's contoured and it is plastic, so it's not G10, it is a plastic, but you can squeeze it really hard comfortably. There's no clip in your hand or anything like that. Very, very cool. Now, the blade steel. Okay, so the steel is 420 J2 steel. So a very simple steel. Technically, that is still a steel you can resharpen. I'm imagining they don't do like a super hard heat treat on it, but I also got to imagine that they heat treated it pretty decent. I mean, this edge is nasty sharp, but it's hard to say. But I think this is perfectly acceptable for a replacement blade, something you can just throw away when you're done with it. As soon as it goes dull, you don't even have to resharpen it. You can just buy replacement blades, or you could technically easily resharpen this, or just tune it up until it's done. Like you can use it like a knife, strop it here and there, maybe hit it on a ceramic rod or whatever, and then throw it away whenever it's done before you have to resharpen it. But this type of edge you could easily strap on some sandpaper and bring back, since it's like similar to a Scandi grind. It's basically just a low angle bevel though. Very thin geometry. This thing's gonna cut like a champ. And then the blades do drop down in there nice and deep, so you're not gonna have to worry about them falling out. They are pretty good in there. I can knock them out, but they're still pretty deep. That was a bit of a struggle. I had to knock it on the table to get it to happen. So yeah, this thing's going to be just fine. I think it was this way. And then the sheath. Yeah, it kind of clicks in there. There is a little bit of a click. So, and then you can wrap this. The sheath's cheap for sure, but it's not supposed to be anything special. Just enough to hold your blade and protect your blade. It says do not grip above this line, so when you are holding it, you're supposed to hold it just like this. Down here at least, if you're going to take your blade out. So, but it did seem like it came apart because there's like a little button down here, and you can see the seam, but I don't think it's supposed to. Very cool though. I'm definitely happy that I'm getting to try it out. The locking pin, it's very similar to a back lock. So what happens is you have that groove, there's a groove cut out right here that's going to drop down into there. This is going to hit a stop pin. This is going to wedge into a stop pin. So we'll look at it right now. So you see that pin right there? It's going to go into there. Now this part is going to hit the first pin, and then now it's going to lock right into place. As soon as this hits the stop pin, this is going to drop in. Bam. Very easy. Like if it had a pivot, this would be it would close from here. So back lock is incredibly, incredibly strong. This is going to be awesome for any type of worker, especially if you're on a job site, or if you're in part of the trades, construction worker, or even around the house. This is something I could see a lot of people that do a lot of tasks around their garden, their farm, their house, their garage. This is going to be awesome, and then you don't have to risk your really nice knife for when you don't have this on you, because this obviously is a fixed blade. But if you're going to be running around cutting garbage stuff that's dirty and grimy and nasty, you use this. And then for your regular day-to-day tasks, you use your pocket knife. But there you guys go, the Cold Steel Click and Cut. Love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.